All right, we are in. We have Andrew Black and David Gold, north-south for Black Adders, Tom Hanlon and Frederick Volker, east-west for Ireland. North opens 2 clubs, which is, I'm not sure. They have a little bit of some sort of system thing going on here. But 2 clubs didn't fetch a 2-heart overcall from East, which, I mean, East is probably going to be thrilled that they didn't overcall 2 hearts. Although I kind of suspect they probably wouldn't have been playing there. I don't know what 2 clubs is. So that's like a little bit confusing to me. Because Northtown does not look like a strong artificial game force to me, so I guess it's something else going on? I'm not sure. North-South get to 4 hearts. East decides not to double even though he knows they're going down. Maybe an interesting decision. Obviously, East was worried that they could run to 4 no trump, and that might make, but I still wonder if he should have gone after 4 hearts. I mean, on this actual hand, 4 no trump has no play. Like, nothing has any play. The clubs are stranded. The Queen of Diamonds doesn't even fall. So Declare is just in huge trouble wherever they land. I mean, this could be a pretty large swing already. Like, obviously 4 hearts is going down, but whatever getting doubled would be so much worse for North-South. So this could be a swing going the way of Black Adders. It's possible. I mean, maybe on a good day, North-South could get to a diamond contract, but it's not like... East just switches to clubs? Oh no. Why did he do that? That didn't go well for him. I mean, it looks like West discouraged spades at trick 1. I suppose that makes sense. Well, Ace of Hearts heart declares gonna get the bad news. And presumably end up down 2? As long as East returns a spade or a diamond here. And East should know to return a spade or a diamond. If Declare needed to cash the King of Clubs, they would have done so. So yeah, Declare can cash the King of Spades, unblock the diamonds, and try the Spade Queen, but East will ruff and exit the Queen of Diamonds to avoid being unplayed. So this will be 2 down, 200. But again, I mean, we could see a large swing. I mean, for one thing, they could have beaten an extra trick, maybe. I'll say that with an asterisk. I just think if East had gone Ace of Spades, Spade, it would have been a little bit more beneficial to them, to the defenders, but maybe East would then get thrown in with the Queen of Diamonds at the end of play. All right, we're on to board 22. So East has what looks like 1 spade opener. I wonder if one spade passes around to north. Generally, I would recommend against passing your partner's opening bid when you have an ace. So West should probably bid a no trump, but it's not really the best hand type. You have no spade values, you're vulnerable, you're kind of minimum in high cards. But there's a no trump. North passes despite having the best hand at the table. Balance 16 count. East rebids 2 spades, which I expect to end the auction. I don't think North is going to risk a penalty double at this form of scoring. Like, maybe at match points you would. So how's this going to do? A 10 of diamonds opening lead looks pretty normal. Lead from your honor sequence and from your shortness. Declare is eventually going to lose 2 diamonds, a club, 3 hearts, and a spade. So that's going to be what, down 2? Again, a double could have been profitable, but obviously we can't really fault North for not going after it. Like I said, maybe at match points you would try it. Try and convert plus 100 into plus 200. I mean, you would never really expect this to be going down 2, but it is here. So spade to the queen, ace of spades, and on the king of spades, South can throw an encouraging heart, and that should get the defense off to the right plan of attack. There it is, 6 of hearts, encouraging. Declare exits a diamond, but North can now just... I guess maybe you want to be a little careful as North. I was thinking just cash the king of diamonds, knowing that there's no dummy entry, but then you have to be a little bit concerned. Yeah, South now pitching the 2 of hearts is also good, confirming the heart signal from earlier that the 6 of hearts was high, because North doesn't know, the 8 of hearts are missing. All right, ace of hearts, jack of hearts, club over to North, and then North can finally cash that diamond king that he's been holding on to. So 200. This, I think, is likely to see a push at the other table. We still don't have a result from board 1, or the first board of the set. I mean, the fact that board 1 is taking so long, to me, probably indicates that there have been penalty doubles in the other room. So that could be exciting. I mean, we might see 800 points going one way, so that would be, what, 12 imps? On to board 23. South gets to open a spade on this one. West presumably overcalls 2 clubs, but I mean, I could definitely see alternative choices like pass or even double make some sense on the West hand. Yeah, and North is in a bit of a bind. Tries 3 spades, kind of hedging between not taking action and making the probably ill-fated 4 spade call with no high card points and not much in terms of distribution. So 3 spades makes some sense, kind of preemptive. East has a decision to make. I mean, 5 clubs kind of strikes me as the most practical bid. But we could see something like four spades if East is thinking that slam might have good prospects, which kind of sounds reasonable to me. Yeah, East does have choices. I think I probably like four spades in retrospect. The thing that worries me about four spades is it almost sounds as if I'm the one with the spade control. And in reality, I just have everything that's not a spade control as East. Like, it would be great if we could bid four diamonds, like, slam try clubs with diamonds. I don't think that's a bid that anyone has available to them, though. So yeah, whether we see like a four spade bid or the maybe more practical five club try, makes sense. East decides to double. Whoa! South bids four spades. And I wonder what East is going to do when this comes back around to him. Because I don't think West is bidding over four spades. West is already kind of stretched a little bit with the two club overcall vulnerable. I'm trying to think about the double from East. Like, normally this would be responsive, right? So it would show hearts and diamonds. I still don't think West should bid five hearts, but he might. Yeah, the double from East is very weird. West does take a call, maybe on the singleton spade, and I think that is going to launch East into the slam. You just got to bid six clubs and pray that your partner has that spade control. Now that South has bid four spades, it actually looks a little bit more likely. You would probably expect the spade suit to be 6-4 between the North-South hands. But just like, what can your partner have, right? They have to have the ace of clubs, they have to have the king of diamonds, and they probably have to have the king of hearts with the spade control. So with clubs splitting, this is going to be a pretty easy make, even if North gets off to a heart lead. But no, North puts the nine of spades on the table, and that kind of ends the defense's hopes. I mean, the diamond suit doesn't split, but Declare only needs 5 tricks from that suit to pitch all 3 of his heart losers. And with that ace of hearts remaining in entry, Declare can just pull as many trumps as necessary. King, ace, queen of diamonds, rough the diamond suit good, and cross back to the heart ace. So 12 easy tricks and 6 clubs. I mean, this was, I think, fairly well bid. We get a result on board 21, and it's not what I expected. Wow. Okay. So... oddly enough, North-South playing a precision style in the other room, North opened a strong club, and that let East overcall 1 heart. And so now North knew to avoid playing in a heart contract, because he knew that hearts were splitting badly. So they had a long auction to eventually reach 5 diamonds, which is, on this layout of the East-West cards, probably their best chance at a game. And in that case, East-West didn't really have anything they could do about it. So they didn't double, passed it out, and the contract did sail down a trick, but that's still a pretty big 3 imps and 2 VPs for the border match win. So Declare does eventually pull trumps, set up the diamond suit, and take his 12 tricks and 6 clubs. Very nice result for Ireland here. I don't think Hanlon and Volker, East-West, play together all that much. I'm not sure about that, but I mean, they're definitely from different countries. So it's not that surprising to see two very strong players being able to like navigate this type of hand and get to a good slam. But still, I mean, it's always impressive to find your way into a contract that I think the field probably is going to miss on this one. Maybe not. We'll see what happens at other tables, but that would be a key board to look out for. On to board 24, West opens a spade. Kind of a bad hand, but adds up to 14. 2-art overcall from North. Pass by East. 3 diamonds from South is not a good bid. You can't do this. You just can't do this. Wow, it's not even forcing apparently in their agreements. Yeah, this is special. I mean, it might not end up being so bad, ultimately. Okay, I do have to point this out. I don't know if we have a different operator now than earlier. Vugraph operator says North claims 3 diamonds is forcing. Yep. I know exactly the feeling of North, where you're playing with a sponsor and you just know that your sponsor will be bidding 3 diamonds because they don't like your heart suit. So you just have to pass and get out of a bad situation as soon as possible. Looks like Declare is playing to take as many tricks as possible. Roughing heart back to hand, and now they'll probably go king of diamonds, diamond. I feel like it would have been more prudent to just give up the spade ruff, lead the spade suit, force out a trick, and presume that East was going to be the one who's long in trumps. Because now if you exit a diamond, the defense can pull trumps and tap you, and you never get a spade trick. I mean, it kind of doesn't matter at this point. The defense is always going to be able to tap you. Now that Declare has roughed a hardened hand. Maybe it does make sense to play this way. Okay, now Declare goes after spades, but this is a little bit too late. So Ace gets to win the spade ace. Probably cash at least 1 diamond to let West know what's going on in the diamond suit. You would definitely want to cash the 9 here to tell your partner that you have both the 10 and 9. And then West can basically just defend double dummy from here. I mean, East, I think, has almost complete control over the way the play is going to go on this hand. There's the 9 of diamonds. I think this is a really good play. And so now West can start pitching spades. The thing that East is probably concerned about is that if he um, elects to put partner in with the queen of clubs, which might have seemed like a sensible plan, then his partner might have mistakenly cashed the king of spades. And so that's what he's trying to avoid. So yeah, he now forces Declarer's last diamond with the queen of hearts. Spade gets let up. West can win the king. And I assume go queen of clubs club. West just gonna pause to take stock, make sure that his partner... Wait a second. East-West have messed this up a little bit. The eight of hearts is not good. I wasn't even paying attention to the heart suit. Yeah, so East-West needed to be a little bit more careful. Oh, Volker threw his club winner. That's what happened. I see. Yeah, maybe Hanlon needed to cash the jack of clubs before tapping Declarer with the queen of hearts. Anyway, I mean, they beat it too, but could have gotten it another. North passes. East opens a diamond. A heart by South, the 4-card overcall. I never like bidding 4 cards. I mean, I never like overcalling 4-card suits or opening 4-card majors. It's kind of just a stylistic thing. I think it goes anti-field, and I really don't like going anti-field in the bidding. I know Craig does it a lot. He likes these 4-card overcalls or 4-card major suit openers. So heart by South, spade by West, denying 4 spades. 3 diamonds by North, mixed raise and hearts. 3 hearts by South. West decides to double, just wanting to get back into the action. And East has choices. I mean, I think East can just pass if he wants. That seems like a very reasonable bid. It's not the type of bid you want to make at Imps, but certainly with this border match form of scoring, I think passing 3 hearts doubled makes a lot of sense. Alternatively, East could probably bid 4 diamonds. It's not really the bid you want to make, but it is your best fit for sure. It's pretty tough for East-West to reach 3 no trump, though, given the way the auction's gone. I mean, I'm pretty sure I would just pass as East. Partner's going to lead a trump. We will get in with diamonds, clubs, or spades, and then we'll be able to play another trump. There's no reason to believe that our partner has to have a game-forcing values over there, given the way the auction's gone, so we don't realize that we're missing out on 600. And so I think from East's perspective, just like taking a shot at going plus 300 against 3 hearts feels like a better position than trying to score exactly 130 and 4 diamonds. VuGraph Operator says players are getting a drink, so that could be what the holdup is. East might not actually be thinking this long about the decision. I don't know. To me, I would just pass, but that's because I like penalizing the opponents when they step out of line. And there might be some sort of knowledge about the South player because this is round 8 of a very long event with very few players involved. So if someone has been doing something unusual, it would kind of spread throughout. Wow, East jumps to 5 diamonds. So this is going to make The third spade goes away on the ace of clubs from West's hand. And that's going to be 600. How bad would it have been in three hearts doubled, I wonder? You lead a trump, get in with a diamond, play another trump. They ruff one diamond, but then East will be able to get in and play a third trump. So East-West would get, I guess maybe count North-South tricks, right? North-South will, it looks like maybe score a spade. So they'll get a spade, a diamond ruff, and 4 hearts would be 500. Interesting. Oddly enough, it then sounds as if East-West have done well to get to 5 diamonds. So we could see an unusual push on this board if 3 no trump is bid in the other room and North-South take the first 4 hearts, with 5 diamonds making 5. Board 23, I am not surprised at all that East-West were unable to reach 6 clubs in the other room. We saw East make one of the other bids I had been talking about, the 4 spade call. A spade, 2 club overcall, 3 spades from North. East decided to try 4 spades as like a slam try, but West just doesn't have anything for their 2 club bid originally. If only they knew that their partner had every high card in the world and was just missing a spade control, then of course West could act, but kind of difficult. So that's 13 big imps going the way of Ireland, who is once again pitching a shutout. On to board 26, we're halfway through the match at this table. We'll definitely hop into the other room once this table completes. So East has the option to open a weak 2 in diamonds, and does. I don't think West should bid. Okay, West does bid. I was going to say I don't think West should bid just with such a flat hand, because I would be concerned a little bit about getting doubled, but West does decide to bid. Double by North, 3 spades by South, probably North raises, there it is, to 4 spades, and here we are. Ace of diamonds lead, picks off the singleton king. I wonder if they would have found that singleton king and 3 diamonds doubled. Looks like 3 diamonds doubled was going to be a massacre if South had sat for it, but kind of understandably he bid his spade suit. So after the diamond lead, it looks like West is probably going to switch to clubs. That appears to be the only chance to set up a trick. It's a pretty remote chance, though. I mean, not only does East need the queen of clubs for a club switch to be successful, but it would need to not go away on the hearts after Declare has pulled trumps, and I think that seems pretty unlikely. Also, yeah, the 10 of diamonds at trick 1, singleton and dummy, so this should be a suit preference situation, asking for a heart. Obviously, West knows that a heart continuation is useless, so decides to try something a little bit different. Plays trumps, or plays diamonds to force some of Declare's trumps. Spade to the 10. Not a good technical play. You always want to play your highest card. Conceal as much information as possible, but it's not really going to matter on this hand. It's all going to be a matter of over tricks now, and I think Declare has a lot of options to try for over tricks. The only one that's going to work out really well for him, though, is if he decides to set up the heart suit by roughing it out. Like, this diamond ruff looks kind of nice. I mean, maybe the clubs come home. I would be a bit concerned about a 4-1 spade split by taking this line, but it's probably fine. So now East gets to continue diamonds, and that's going to force out Declare's last trump. And given that East has the heart queen, the defense is going to score a trick eventually. West just pitches a heart here. Declare can pull the last trump, test the clubs, they don't split, and then he'll effectively have had a show-up squeeze against West and hearts. So when the queen doesn't drop, he'll make 10 tricks. It's kind of hard to make 11. I mean, at least on this defense. If Declare still had plenty of trumps in both hands, he could have maybe earlier played ace-king of hearts and rough to heart to test the suit. But West's decision to continue diamonds at trick 2 actually pays off quite nicely. $6.20. So again, not really much to discuss from an imp perspective in the play. Declare was always making 10 tricks, although maybe there were some slightly better lines to guard against 4-1 spade splits. But from the board match standpoint, I think it's very possible that that could be a swing. 650 is definitely in the cards. And of course, if, excuse me, definitely should get water in a second. But obviously 3 diamonds doubled puts 800 or maybe even 1100 in play. So board 27, well, West picks up a huge hand. 4 heart opener from South. West decides to double. And I imagine East will bid 4 spades, which should end the auction. I don't think West corrects to 5 clubs, not with 3 card spade support. So does the opening lead matter? It looks like it does. A diamond lead was necessary to collect 2 defensive tricks. Declare is going to want to be a little bit careful about how he times the play on this one, but with the king doubleton of spades in the pocket, he'll have a pretty easy time of collecting 12 tricks here. I'm pretty sure you take the spade finesse. I could definitely see arguments for not, which would be specifically that South must have a club void, otherwise he would have led clubs at trick 1. So, you know, if you're playing South for the same shape without the king of spades, then taking the spade finesse is the only way to go down. But I think it's probably a little bit too much to risk the over trick by not trying the hook. So 12 tricks. And Declare should be claiming pretty shortly. There it is, 480. We got 3 boards left at this table, but the other table has fallen pretty far behind. Ooh, now West gets to preempt in hearts. Maybe. I mean, maybe you open 1 heart. I don't know how many hearts you're supposed to open as West. I guess 3 hearts is probably the normal bid. Like, 2 is definitely too little. 4 feels like too much. I don't like 3. I mean, the hand looks terrible. That's why I'm kind of thinking maybe 1 heart is the least of all evils. He opens 4. Probably due to the vulnerability. He can't be that happy about it, though. 4 hearts passes around to south. That was a bit of a tricky problem. I mean, 4 spades is definitely in the picture, but you only have 5-card spade suit and you're balanced. Decides to bid 4 spades anyway. And, I mean, this looks like it's going to work out pretty well for north-south. The spades split. There are 2 club losers with both the king and queen offside, but only 2 clubs and a heart to lose, so 4 spades is making. Feels like a pretty good result for north-south, especially after the 4-heart opener. Declare cashes the spade king. So is it possible to make 11 tricks here? I think so, right? Declare can pull the last trump, take 2 diamonds, and then exit a heart. And West can't lead diamonds. That would be a rough slough. West can switch to clubs, but Declare ducks this around, and then East is end played. And of course, if West continues a 3rd heart, which he probably should, Declare will have a little bit of a club guess. I suspect that Declare will guess the clubs right once West has turned up with the king, queen, jack of hearts, the queen of spades, and the queen of diamonds. Because if West also had the queen of clubs, I mean, not only would that be one of the silliest hands in existence, 3 queen doubletons, but West might have also opened a heart with a 12 count. So yeah, this is a pretty nice line of play taken by Declare here. So West does find what looks like the strongest defense of playing back the queen of hearts to give Declare the option of guessing clubs wrong. So Declare will probably cross to a spade in hand and lead a club to the jack. And East will win the king and then return a club. And that will give the Declare the guess, because West's shape is counted out at this point. I mean, mostly. West, I guess, could have a singleton club, but then they might have led it at trick 1 instead of the king, queen, jack of hearts. So spade to hand, low club to the jack. And East better win the king. because now I don't think there's much of a guess. If West has the king of clubs, they definitely would have opened the bidding. That would be a 13 count. I mean, they would have opened 1 heart, not 4 hearts, with the 13 count. Oh. Oh. You had done so well up to this point. All of the right plays, but 620. Obviously, a club at trick 1 would have resulted in 620. There's nothing Declare could have done in that case. But after the heart lead, he had an opportunity. Missed out. All right, 2 boards to play in this room. We do see a couple of pushes coming in. Board 25, we did get the funny push. 3 no trump making in one room, 5 diamonds making in the other. No heart overcall in the other room. North passes, East passes. Not a good enough heart suit to open 2 hearts, I guess. Vulnerable in second seat. So South has a decision to make. Do you open at the 1 level, which obviously you can, it's a perfectly fine 1 diamond opener, or because you're in 3rd seat and you want to put pressure on 4th seat, do you find a diamond preempt? He goes with the preempt, which I kind of like. Maybe they don't have a 2 diamond preempt available, and that's why he chose 3 diamonds. Passes back around to East, who, too afraid to open the first time, balances with 3 hearts, and West raises to 4. That is a bid. I mean, West has a 13 count and partners a passed hand, so he knows it's going to be thin values for bidding this game. But he does have a big heart fit. You know, I think quite often East is going to have 6 hearts for this 3 heart balance. So West has a pretty good sense of what his partner's hand looks like. We do have updated scores. So it is a little bit slow, these scores coming in, but let's see. So DeBoden is still sitting in 2nd place with 203, and the Crockfords are still sitting in 3rd with 193. Ireland ahead by 32, and given that they're up 17-0 imps in this match so far, additionally, board 26, what did I say? 11 tricks were made in the other room. Now they had to make 11 tricks. They were at the 5 level. So for them, fortunately, they were actually able to collect the over trick. Maybe worthwhile taking a look at the play, but we'll stay at this table for at least a second. Declare is just pulling trumps for the time being. Spade to the ace. And I think is going to have to lose another trick from here. Can pitch a diamond on the king of spades, but even with the roughing finesse, we'll still have to lose a club. So, 650 once again. Looks like a pretty good result for East-West, although, you know, maybe it will be duplicated in the other room. And we're on to the last board of the match, board 30. Then there will be a short break and one final match to crown the champion. Ireland looks really strong, but if DeBoden has a good 8th place match, or if a few of these boards that we just watched have a little bit of a turnaround for Ireland in the other room, then those two teams are playing against each other in the final set, which is exciting. That's what we always want to see. First place playing against second place in the finals. So 2 passes around to West. He opens a club in third seat. East bids a heart, which passes out. Okay. I really hate pass by West. I think this is like, I call this a novice mistake. I mean, West is not a novice, but you really should not be passing when you have at least an 8-card fit. Pass should show 3 hearts, and that'll allow your partner to compete to the right level later in the auction, if it becomes necessary to do so. Anyway, they ended up in 1 heart. They would have been in 2 hearts. So basically the same contract. Doesn't look like there's any danger in either one of them, with every finesse working, or almost every finesse working. Heart hook is working, diamond hook is working, club finesse is off, but Declarer will have maybe a little bit of work to do in the play, so that's why not just crossing to the diamond ace to repeat the trump finesse, for example, decides to set up, well, the 10 of spades for 1, and then also a spade ruff. Trump continuation from south doesn't really give anything away. So Declarer doesn't know if the 9 of spades is falling. That would be like the first question I would have to ask. Elects to just pull the last trump. I mean, it seems like a pretty reasonable thing to do. You don't want to risk the 10 of spades getting ruffed, for example. But now does have a little bit of a decision to make. And that 6 of spades discard from south, I think, probably suggests the 9 of spades is not dropping. Declarer cashes the 10 anyway. It looks like 3 more losers from here. So that's going to be 9 tricks, I guess. And 140 for Declarer. I wonder if Declarer's plan is to pitch a club on this trick. So North gets thrown in, and North is going to have to find something to lead. Or if he's going to rough this and try going after the club suit from dummy. Or neither. Just goes ace of diamonds and a diamond. North's long tank, I think, is going to allow Declarer to guess the diamond suit. Like, it's very possible that he, if North had played the 10 in tempo, was planning to duck this, hoping that South had come down to the singleton king. But now, based on North's pause, it's going to be very clear to Declarer how to play the hand. So the queen of diamonds comes home for a trick, and then You know, actually, if North plays the 10 of diamonds, he's going to get thrown in to lead a club away from the ace. Yikes. So pretty important for North to actually win the king of diamonds here and continue the suit. Yep, there we go. Diamond back to the queen. Now, as long as South covers the jack of clubs if it's let, I think Declare is just going to play a club to the ace. Or a club to the king and North's ace. So 9 tricks. And let's head over to the other room, where things have stalled out a bit. We've had a few slower boards. Not exactly the same auction in this room. So remember, Volker decided to open 4 hearts on that kind of ugly 2-7-2-2 shape with 2 queen doubletons. Here, Peter someone, Frieden, elected to open 1 heart, which I had also mentioned a little bit. East bet at no trump, South came in with 2 spades, and that launched North into the game with 5-card trump support. Well, Declare has misplayed this a little bit, because now West can switch to clubs and break up the impending end play on East's hand. Declare in the other room did quite well. I mean, there was no guarantee West was going to find the club switch. It kind of looks a little bit silly to switch to the small doubleton club, so I understand not doing it. But yeah, in the other room, Declare stripped the diamonds before throwing West in with the heart, which was a much better line of play until he misguessed the club suit at the end. Oddly enough, I think Declare is going to misguess the club suit at this table as well, but for a different reason. This time, West actually did open a heart, and so I think Declare is going to place West with one of the club honors. So he'll cross back to his hand in spades, lead a club to the jack. East will win either the king or queen. Probably the queen is better this time. And then return a club. And Declare will be put to the guess once again. I think there's a good reason for Declare to get this guess wrong, though. Well, not sure. I think that's what happened, but it is a push board ultimately. So a bit of a sigh of relief for Ireland, because that could have been costly. The 1 imp plus the extra VP earned from the board match scoring. All right, 4 hearts in the East, bid and made in the other room. So East-West are going to have to duplicate that contract first, and then make sure that they take as many tricks. Same decision by East in this room, not to open 2 hearts on the East hand. Same decision by South to preempt 3 diamonds. So at the other table, West passed. And of course, I mean, West does have a pretty good hand. Some players might decide to overcall 3 spades or even 3 no trump over 3 diamonds, but I like the pass. Back around to East, who balances 3 hearts, and West raises. So same auction. We'll see if we get the same opening lead. Diamond lead could be problematic for Declare. I mean, just because it's not as if Declare will ever go down, but they might end up losing 3 tricks. But no, we get the same singleton spade lead. So this should make things relatively straightforward in terms of the play. Declare can once again win the 9 in hand, and then start pulling trumps. South will win the ace, have no way to get their partner in, and it should be the same 11 tricks. So 17-0, but how many boards were actually swung? Only 3. So Ireland gonna pick up quite a few VPs from the imps. Here, I'm gonna take a quick look at the imp scale. If the match ends at a 17 imp margin, then Ireland is gonna win 23-7 in terms of VPs, which is just, again, further extending their lead over second place. They might be uncatchable going into the last round. It's very possible, depending on what De Boden does. But yes, they will also be sitting quite nicely in terms of the border match results. Declarer has not played to trick 1 yet. I'm trying to think what sort of alternative line of play could I think of. You know, obviously you want to consider possibilities like 4-0 trumps when you're in a contract as good as this. Wait, Declare won the ace? Why did Declare win the ace of spades? This seems like a little bit of a mistake to win the spade ace. Hearts could be 3-1. I mean, like, South could have 3 hearts. And so South just ducks the first round of hearts. Yeah. South ducks a heart, wins the second heart, switches to diamonds. Dummy's kind of dead. I don't know. Anyway. Looks like there's, once again, just not much to the play. So King of Hearts, King of Spades now, try to set up the spade suit. Now we can take the roughing hook, cross back in hearts, but it's still the same 11 tricks. Eventually Declare loses a club. Not really sure why North didn't cover the 8 of spades, but this will be a push board, so 1 more board to play. I do not remember the result in the other room on the last. Oh, 1 heart making 3. Right, yes. We'll see how the auction proceeds, though, over there. I don't think we'll see the same auction, for what it's worth. I expect East-West to get to 2 hearts. So East should pass in first seat, South will pass, and West will open in third. 1 club. West thinking about it. Does open a club. Pass by North, heart by East, and we'll see 2 hearts by West. God help me if West passes. Okay, West bids 2 hearts like a normal human being, and that ends the auction. So King of Spades was the lead in the other room. I think the King of Spades lead is probably going to hit the table here as well. Hard to imagine anything else. I guess you could try a diamond. A trump's a little weird, I think. I mean, I think a trump lead against the 4-3 fit auction from the other room makes some sense, but I still wouldn't do it. But versus the 4-4 fit, like, I really don't want to pick up partner's Queen of Hearts. Anyway, 7 of Hearts goes around to the Queen. Spade is led towards the Ace-Jack. Declare is definitely going to put in the Jack if West or South doesn't split. So, good thing for South that they did. And now what will we see? You know, it's kind of funny. Declare probably wants South on lead because South made a very ineffective opening lead of a trump. So, given that South has the King, Queen of Spades, I think just exiting the Jack of Spades, put South back on lead, let them lead trumps again. It has to be profitable for you. Like, South might realize the trump lead didn't help and switch to diamonds, which is also good for Declare. So, yeah, I think just exiting the Jack of Spades makes a lot of sense. The concern, of course, is what if spades are 5-2 and someone gets a trump promotion or something on the 3rd round of spades. But yeah, I like this play. Jack of Spades, put South back in. South is probably going to continue trumps. I mean, a club switch looks out of the question, so it really is just between one of the red suits. Switches to diamonds. That's going to make Declare happy, so now they can play low. Oh, I'm tired. All right, North wins the king and probably just returns the diamond suit. What else? Hoping to set up some tricks. Ooh, plays back a heart. I think this looks like a little bit too clever, and so Declare does get it right. Sticks in the Jack. I don't really understand playing the Jack as opposed to playing low, but both of them are equally effective. Pulls the last trump and is going to try the club finesse, which fails. So push board at 140, and that is going to be our match. So what did we determine in terms of the VPs? I think we said 23-7 for Ireland, and they also won 3 boards in this match and pushed 7. So that's 13-7 in terms of border match VPs. That gives them a whopping 36-14 victory over Blackadders, who had been making a little bit of a run. They were, I think, in 4th place coming into this set, but they will be falling back a little bit. Ooh, you know who else was making a bit of a run? Edmonds, the current, or last year's champions. But it's going to be a little bit too late